Hello, and welcome to the Tennessee Strong Families Grant Program presentation on budgets. In today's presentation, we will be going over how to create a budget, what is required, what can be included in the budget, and when and where should the budget be submitted. There are 3 steps to creating a budget. Step one is you should read the budget instructions that are included on page 9 of the solicitation. There is a link on page 9 where it will take you to those instructions, but I will show you what those look like right now. So when you go to the link, the budget instructions will appear like this. There are several tips here at the top on just how to craft the budget, but then it really goes line by line to explain what all you would include in each line item. It also provides examples of what you would include in the narrative description for each line item. So this would be important for you to look at when you're crafting the budget. Second step is to look and find the budget template. This is also located on page 9 of the solicitation. So you will be using this template to craft your budget. And when you go to the link that is provided to you on page 9, then the template will appear like this. You'll notice here at the bottom, there is a summary tab and a detail tab. You will need both of those. And we'll get into that more here in just a minute. But you will need a summary tab and a detail tab for every fiscal year of the grant that you are applying for. So because this is a multi-year grant, you will have a summary page for FY24, a summary page for FY25, FY26, and FY27. And you will also have a detail page for all of those years too. So they can all be included in this one Excel document. But you'll notice the red has information up here where you will need to put your agency name. The fund source will be state or Tennessee Strong Families. You can list either. The solicitation identification title is Tennessee Strong Families Grant Program. And depending on which fiscal year you are looking at, you will put the beginning date and ending date in that format. So 2 digits for the month, day, and 4 digits for the year. All right, and so with the budget requirements, we just went over that there's one summary page and one detail page for every year of funding. So for most of you, your contracts will start on April 1st of 2024. So that means you will have summary page and a detail page for FY24, FY25, FY26, and FY27. So that will be 8 pages in total that will make up your budget. Budgets should be reduced by at least 10% in years 2 through 4. And we provided an example of how to do this in section 1.3 of the solicitation. Also, for the support services grants, that type of contract, you must allocate at least 20% of the funds each year to goods assistance. And budgets, they really have the 3 main parts. There's the summary budget amount for the state. So this is the summary amount of what you're requesting, the total amount that you're requesting for each fiscal year. And then there's the line item total for each line item. And then the budget narrative for each line item detail where necessary. That is on the detail page. So all items on the budget must be reasonable, necessary, and allocable directly to the project. This again is a copy of the budget template. So you'll notice here that you will end up putting the amounts of what you're requesting in this grant contract column. So those should all total correctly. There is no match for this grant program, so the grant participation column will be all zeros. And the total project amount, whatever you have in this column, should match what you have in the grant contract column. And again, the total should calculate correctly. And here, the budget instructions, it provides more information and examples on how to do this. But the red font is where you'll end up adding the detail for each of these line items. So if you are requesting for there to be a salary position in your budget, then you will list what the title is of that position, the total amount of salary and benefits, and the estimated percentage of time served on the project. So if they will be 100% dedicated to this project and what is written into the scope that you submit, then you would list 100%. However, if they are going to only be working on this project 50% of the time, and the other 50% of the time, they will be doing other tasks around the office, then you will list 50% as the estimated percentage time in this line item. What can be included in the budget? For supplies and assistance contracts, those are the contracts that are for 100,000. The focus for those is really to provide material assistance and goods assistance directly to the clients that you're serving. So supplies and assistance or what can be included in those budgets, that's going to look like baby equipment, furniture, diapers, food, clothes, items such as those. But you could also include subcontracted services. So if you partner with a doula service or a counselor, interpreters, that type of thing, that can be included in those. The supplies and assistance contracts, because they're only 100,000 spread out over multiple years, there's not going to be enough funding in those to fully support a full-time position at 100%. So that's why the focus for those contracts is more on that equipment and supplies that are directly going to the clients. For support service contracts, those are the $1 million contracts, so much larger. And so that gives you the ability to still keep the supplies and assistance aspect like you do with the smaller grant, but you can go one step further and provide additional services. So priority areas, the support service contracts should have a focus on the priority areas listed on this slide. So medical, mental health, counseling services, support for Tennesseans considering adoption, housing assistance, workforce assistance, additional wraparound services. All of those could be included or a portion of those. And again, because the support services are a larger amount and they do require the supplies or they do require the goods assistance piece, you are required to allocate at least 20% of those funds to goods assistance in each year of the funding. So the budgets are due by November 30th, 2023. That is also the application due date. You should submit the completed application package by that date. The application package will be everything that's on the checklist in section 2.8 of the solicitation. That includes the budget. So that should all be submitted in one email to family.advocacy.unit@tn.gov. For questions, you can email us at family.advocacy.unit@tn.gov, or you can also check our website, tn.gov/strong families. All inquiries that we have received regarding this grant program are posted on our website weekly, along with the answers to the questions.